Hi, I'm Andy Murray. That sounds so bad.
I know, these are the worst things to do.
Be on the lookout for this one. Be on the lookout for this one.
Hey Marcus.
Okay, how you doing?
Yeah, not bad, thank you.
One question I've got for you is just how your mentality sort of differs to mine in terms of being in a team sport and you being in an individual sport. It's always sort of intrigued me and it's always an interesting conversation.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's one of the nice things about an individual sport is that the outcome of the match is solely reliant on you. So if you go out and you have a great performance, chances are that you win. Whereas in a team sport, you might play badly and the rest of your team plays great and you still win. And that's where I feel like in the individual sport, it puts quite a lot of, you put quite a lot of pressure on yourself to perform. But I guess, in the team sports as well, you don't want to let your fans down. You don't want to let, your teammates down as well. And it's one of the things that I've missed a little bit, like when I played team sports at school growing up, like playing football and stuff with my friends. I did love that, and I still enjoy the team competitions in tennis a lot, but it is quite different because the losses as well that you have are maybe tougher because you don't have really a group of people around you that are dealing with the same thing. And sometimes tennis, can feel a little bit lonely because you're traveling and you might be playing in Australia, for example, and all your family's back home. So it's not like when you lose a tough match, you then, you come back to your family or anything. But yeah, I think there's pros and cons, I think, to both. But I love, the fact that in tennis that if you put in the work yourself, that you solely can influence the outcome of the match, not having to maybe rely on other players as well. What do you think, would be tougher? Do you think taking a penalty, to win the Champions League, or like serving to win the Wimbledon title?
I don't know. Like you say, the moment of a penalty is the one time where sort of a footballer's mindset's in a similar mindset to what you just spoke about. Then, it's just you against the keeper, and if you take a good penalty, you're going to score and ultimately win the game for your team. But like you say, with tennis, you're doing that all the time against one opponent. I'd probably say you're more in a rhythm of doing that. So I'd probably say the penalty is more difficult purely because there's not that many of them that come about in games. So
I think as well, like one of the things that I would imagine, I haven't done it myself, but it's unbelievably difficult. If you got a penalty at the end of a Champions League final, there would be like a good few minutes before you actually take it, and where the referee's getting rid of all of the players and the crowd is calming down and everything, that this, like, the focus just on that moment, like there's a really big build up to it, like the suspense, like building up to it, as well as what probably creates a lot of that like pressure and drama. Like if someone got fouled and immediately like 10 seconds later you just went up and took the penalty, it would probably be a lot easier, but you have a lot of time to think as well when it comes to penalties, and that's one of the things that must be very tough, and especially in penalty shootouts as well.
And especially with VAR as well, because that's just come into the game.
Are you a fan of it?
I think in the future it will definitely improve the game, but we all have to go through steps. When something's new, it's not going to be at its best straight away, and we have to understand that and respect that. And I think as time goes on, I don't think the English game's completely used to it yet, but we've definitely got better than when it first started at the beginning of the season. So only time will tell, but I think personally it will improve the game to that next level. But I remember one penalty I took against PSG, and it was literally like 5 minutes wait because the referee was checking the video back.
It was right at the end of the game as well, right?
Yeah, it was like, pretty much the last kick of the game. I think that's when your mindset changes, because when it's just when it's a clear penalty and the referee blows the whistle, like you say, you can quite quickly just grab the ball, put it on the spot, take your run up, and just it's just a normal penalty then. But with this one, you sort of stood waiting, and for me, I definitely had to change the way I approached the actual penalty. So I remember I always wanted to just try and be in control of the ball, so I picked the ball up, and I just had it in my hands, and I was stood on the penalty spot because some of the players was trying to stamp on the spot and stuff like that.
Were you the designated penalty taker for that moment? There wasn't like any disputes or discussions about who would take it?
It was between me and Rom, I think. So in that particular game, he'd scored 2 goals already. He could have took it and got a hat-trick, but he's the type of guy that when you play in a strike partnership with him, he wants you both to do well. And he just threw the ball to me and said, "You take it," which of course I was willing to let him take it because it's an opportunity for a hat-trick, which is obviously a very good achievement. But yeah, he just said he wanted me to take it. So that was when you sort of just prepare yourself for the moment and just try and relax, and you think about the times that you practice, and you want your head to be focused.
I just wanted to ask about, I kind of experienced it a little bit myself at quite a young age. I played Wimbledon the first time when I was 18, and I kind of went from playing in front of like 10 or 15 people to playing in front of tens of millions on the TV, and it was a huge change in my life. I guess, do you find it difficult to deal with that pressure, or did you enjoy the attention at the beginning?
I've never enjoyed the attention off the pitch because your whole lifestyle changes, and that's one thing growing up as a footballer that you never ever think about. You always think about playing in the first team and scoring goals for United or at Old Trafford or at any stadium, but you forget that the effect that it has on your life, the things you can do with your friends, the things you can do with your family, the places you can go, it all changes. And I probably wasn't as prepared for that bit as I was to actually go on the pitch and play. So for me, that bit was the easier bit. It obviously took a lot of hard work to get there, but when the opportunity came, I felt I felt ready to make the step up. And I remember a couple of months before I made my debut, I was on the bench, and at that moment I didn't feel ready. I didn't feel like I belonged in the first team, and that's why timing's so important. I wasn't ready to play that game. So I think the manager knew what he was doing at the time, and Van Gaal's very experienced with young players, and he wanted to wait for the right time. And when I did make my debut, it just felt natural. It felt like I was playing with my normal teammates, and that's when I knew that I was ready to make the step up. But then I just remember doing normal stuff like going to college and stuff. Sort of about 4 days later, so we had 2 games in 3 days, and then the next day after that I had college, and then there was press outside my college, and it was just like I didn't understand what was, what the big fuss was all about. Because in my mind, I'm just going to college to finish what I started in that year.
What were you studying?
I was doing sports science.
Okay.
But I was literally almost finished. I had about 2 months left. Because obviously I made my debut in February. So I had 2 or 3 months left to finish. And when I start something, I always want to get it finished. So they gave me the option to just leave it and just train with the first team and just do things that way. But I couldn't leave something unfinished, so I definitely wanted to finish it. But then when that happened, I just had to adjust the way I was doing it. The school helped me a lot. They allowed me to do some work at the training ground, some work at home, and just wherever I could really, to stop me from having to go into college every Monday. So they done the bit to sort of help me, but that was a difficult bit for me.
Yeah, I think that's one of the things that athletes, especially in big kind of global sports, that you never, I don't know how it was for you, going through the sort of junior levels before becoming a pro, but it never kind of got it was never explained to me what it was going to be like, and I said, you go from playing in front of literally 10 or 15 people, and you can do whatever you want kind of in your spare time to, journalists or media like following you home and people coming up when you're eating, and you're just not used or expecting that at all.
Yeah.
I found that really quite stressful. Because it's such a huge change, like in your life, and nobody had sort of explained to me that that's what was, that's what to expect and that's what's going to happen. Do you have many of the senior players or like the older players at United like helping you with that and talking you through it at all, or not really?
Yeah, I did a little bit. Once I started opening up to them a little bit more, and having conversations with them about not only things on the pitch, because at the beginning it's just football, and you speak to your teammates a lot, but usually it's about how we're going to win the next game or what we're doing in training. But yeah, when you settle into the team, you get to speak about other stuff that that when I was an 18-year-old kid, I knew that most of them had been through the experiences themselves. So, they've lived it and they know how to deal with it. So, yeah, definitely I used to ask questions, what to do next, what should I have done in that situation. And it definitely helps me because, now when I see the young kids coming through, I can sort of tell them now, sort of do's and don'ts. Of course, make your own decisions, but that's what I'd advise, and I think that's just part of it helped me mature and grow up a lot.
I saw there was a few bits online about some of the charity work you've been doing. It was brilliant. I saw is it Fair Share? Is that the name of the charity?
Yeah, the name's Fair Share.
Yeah. And it's raised, because this was a couple of weeks ago, I saw it, but it was at like over £20 million he'd raised.
Yeah, that's correct. And I think the numbers are it's helping over 2 million people per week now. So, it's definitely had a massive response, and it just sheds a bit of light on the situation, and it just shows the type of people we have around the world, and people out there have lost their jobs, yet they've still got time to donate and try and help other people. So yeah, I just really appreciate everyone who donated and played a part in helping.
That's brilliant. Good work.
Thank you.
Did you follow much of the Women's World Cup last year?
Yeah, I watched bits of it. It's always entertaining, for me, especially because growing up I used to play a lot of sort of street football, and all the time me and my friends would play anywhere. We used to play in abandoned houses, abandoned car parks, and there used to be like 15, 20 of us that would go, and other than me, the other best player was a female, and it was a girl called Jodie, and she used to play every single type of street football that we used to do. So I've always been sort of interested in watching that and sort of trying to follow people's journeys and stuff like that. So I think it's important that keeps trying to rise, and more people should watch it. So what are your thoughts on how it's progressing overall, Andy?
Yeah, I think like in tennis, we're pretty lucky. The men and the women are competing, the same venues all of the time and at the the biggest events. Like I think that's one of the things that makes us sort of unique and special as a sport, that we've got the men and women competing like on the same courts at the same tournaments for the same prize money, and I think that's quite attractive for fans of tennis. And I think in football it's certainly improving as well. There's a lot more sort of visibility around the women's game, and I know the World Cup was great for that. Some of the viewing figures for the England games was brilliant, and hopefully it keeps pushing forward. All right, guys, we are going to surprise a fan now. Her name is Debbie Thorburn. She is a community nurse from Scotland.
She doesn't actually know that this is going on, so let's surprise her.
Hi, is that Debbie?
Hi.
Hi, it's Andy Murray.
Hi, Andy. I'm fine. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. There's someone else on the line as well.
Yeah, hiya Debbie, it's me, Marcus Rashford.
I think I've been well and truly set up here. Hi, how are you doing?
Yeah, I'm not too bad. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good, yeah.
What are your days looking like just now?
I do night shift. I'm regular night shift with the out of hours district nursing service. So we're really, really busy at the moment because we're going into care homes. We're seeing a lot of unfortunate COVID patients who are terminally ill and at the end of their lives. So that's really, really difficult. It's quite harrowing. Yeah, at the moment it's really, really difficult.
I was actually told just now that you're a big Rafa Nadal fan, unfortunately.
I'm so sorry. My husband does like you.
And I heard that you're a big United fan as well, Debbie?
Yeah, Marcus, I've been a United fan since my sister took me to my first game at 9 years old, long time ago. And yeah, I've read ever since, watched every game. Obviously, I can't get to all the games, can't get to many, but I watch every game on the telly or listen on the radio. Yeah, absolutely die-hard Red.
What was the first game that you went to?
Oh gosh, it was when they were relegated down to Division 2. I mean, I can't even remember what game it was, but I know at that time Georgie Best was still playing. That's how, a long time ago.
Oh, that's good.
How's you? How are you doing? How's your recovery going?
Mine hasn't been too bad now. You know, I was obviously having a good season this season, and at the beginning it's tough mentally, really, you know, knowing that you're not able to do the thing that you love to do. So you have to just try and get around yourself mentally and try and improve in other areas whilst you can't improve physically, really. And that's just what I've been doing. But, you know, I'm feeling much better now. I'm doing bits and bobs outside, bits of running and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm feeling much better now.
Good, brilliant. That's great to hear, Marcus.
Thank you.
The guys told us that you've been to Wimbledon once before. Is that right?
I've actually managed to go 3 times, but the last time was just 2 years ago. I surprised my husband for his 60th birthday. Unfortunately, he didn't get to see you. He would have loved to have seen you, but we got to see Roger instead.
Oh, that's probably better. Did you get to see Rafa at Wimbledon at all?
I have, yeah. In previous years when I've seen Rafa, yeah, and once at Queen's, so that was absolutely amazing.
Brilliant.
I have seen you as well, Andy, previously.
Okay. Thanks, Debbie. Thanks for all the work you're doing.
You're welcome. Thanks, Andy.
Thank you very much as well. We all appreciate the work that you're doing.
Thanks. Take care, both of you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay, Marcus, it's quiz time.
Okay, Andy, so we've got 5 questions here about our careers. So let's see how much we know about each other.
If I win, you're getting me box tickets for a Man United game. If you win, I'll get you tickets to come and watch Centre Court Wimbledon.
Yeah, 100% game on. So the first question is, how many goals did I score for United on my first team debut against Midtjylland? And the options are 1, 2 or 3.
You don't have to give me the options. I don't need the options. I know the answer.
Oh, Jesus.
I'm 2.
Yeah, that's correct. All right, that's 1 point for you.
Okay, right. First question is, how many times have I won Wimbledon? 1, 2 or 3?
I think it's 1.
That's incorrect.
Is that incorrect?
That's incorrect. 2.
Is it 2? Oh,
Yeah.
I knew it. Right, okay. What shirt number do I wear for United? Number 7, number 9 or number 10?
Every year, me and my brother for Christmas, I get him a Man United shirt. He gets me an Arsenal shirt. I got him Rashford this year, and I'm going to say it's number 10.
Yeah, you're correct again. Oh, 2 now.
I think I'm winning this. Okay, question 2. What year did I reach number 1 in the world? 2014, 2015 or 2016?
Oh, I know this one, you know. Is it 2016?
Yes.
That's because you got number 1 when around the same time I made my debut.
Yeah.
How many goals have I scored for England?
I'm going to go with 10.
How have you got that? Is that a guess?
That was a bit of a guess. My next question is, who did I beat to win my first major title? Was it Roger Federer, Rafael Nadal or Novak Djokovic?
Djokovic.
Correct.
Yeah. Which season did I win the FA Cup with United? 2015, 2016 or 2017?
I'm going to go 2016.
You are correct again. Have I lost now?
You need to get the last two right, and I need to get the last one wrong for it to be a tie.
Right, okay.
So, how many times have I won the Queen's Club tennis title?
Oh,
3 times, 4 times, or 5 times?
I don't know this one, you know. I'm going to go for 4.
No.
How many is
5.
it? 5. Oh, I was going to say 5
Yeah.
as well. Against which team did I make my Premier League debut? Arsenal, Manchester City or Liverpool?
Let's go with Liverpool.
No, it was Arsenal. Thought you might have got it, you know.
I
because of
should
the Arsenal
know
shirt
that.
thing before.
Yeah, I should know that. Yeah. Okay, last one is how many titles did I win in my career best season in 2016? Was it 6 tournaments, 9 tournaments, or 13 tournaments?
You play 13 tournaments in a season?
That season I would have played like 18, 19, something like that.
I think you've won 13 in your best season.
I wish I'd won 13 in my best season.
Oh, is it 9?
9.
9's 50% win ratio there.
Yeah.
That's good.
I'm happy with my day's work now.
No, you've done well there. I've underperformed.
Yeah. How are you planning on delivering those tickets to me?
Yeah, you'll just have to let me know which game you want to go to.
Yeah.
And then we'll get you over here and you can steal my box for the game.
Thank you.
No problem.